Another question that I get asked a lot is, what's with your drawer? Why does it swing out on a, as opposed to a regular drawer that slides out, your traditional drawer that you would find in your toolbox or really anywhere. So there's a few things that set our drawers apart. Obviously, the way they swing out is completely unique to what we do. They pivot out on a 1-inch cold rolled steel shaft. So through this bushing stock here that you see all the way through, there's a shaft that goes all the way through that whole drawer system. Okay, the bushing stock that it rides on is actually DOM bushing stock, and it's machined a few thousandths on the inside, larger than the shaft diameter, right? So what that allows us to do is we put a grease fitting on every single drawer, and it's lubricated with grease. So there's no wearable parts. You don't have any roller bearings. There's no brass bushings or anything like that. This is literally a bench that you're gonna have. You're gonna give it to your grandkids someday. It's never gonna wear out. A couple other reasons why we do it. It's really kind of a unique way to get to the entire drawer. You can actually stand at your bench and have full access to the drawer. So I can reach everything in my drawer. And you're also at the bench. So instead of stepping away from the bench to pull out a traditional drawer, you're able to work at the bench with the drawer open. And if you're skinny enough, like me, you can actually pull both drawers out and work at the bench. I've got a drawer here and I've got a drawer here. So, that's the main features, and the reason why we build them the way we do is just to eliminate those moving parts and provide a product that you only have to buy one time. So, and you might be wondering why or how much weight this bench drawer will hold. So all of our drawers are rated the same. They're 450 pounds, but that 1-inch cold rolled steel shaft is what it hinges out on. So it's really more likely that you will overfill the drawer before you overload it. I could get 2 or 3 of me and stand in this drawer and it's still gonna open and close. There's no sagging, there's no binding. You can shut the drawer with your hands full. If you got parts in your hands and you want to walk away from the bench, you can kick the drawer shut, right? And you can walk away. You can't do that with a slide drawer. Over time, those slide drawers sag and then they want to bind up. Another feature that I didn't mention is on the standard drawer, you have a lip on the bottom, and you're probably more familiar with this, maybe in your toolbox or even in your kitchen, right? So you have your vice grips or your tongs, your barbecue tongs, and you throw them in the drawer and you shut the drawer, and then you got to shuffle your drawer to get them out because they opened up, right? Well, that won't happen with our drawer systems because there's no lip on the bottom side for that to catch on. So it may scratch it, if you throw a bunch of vice grips in here and you slam that drawer shut and they all pop open, you're still going to be able to open that drawer. It's not going to catch on anything. Another question that I get is, well, I see the shape of your drawer. How much space do you lose? Well, we really don't lose that much space. So in order to think of it, let me put it this way. So if you have a drawer, and on your drawer, it's probably got let's just say it's a 4-inch face on a normal toolbox. A lot of times the actual usable drawer space behind the drawer face is 2.5 inches tall, for example. Then you've also got to take into account that there's slides on both sides. So you take away from that. And then you also have an undercarriage in a lot of cases that drawer is actually roll formed or stamped, and there's open space underneath, and that's what catches, that drawer face is what's catching underneath there on your tools. So in most cases we actually gain in cubic storage space, but if we lose any space at all, it's less than 10%. There are some manufacturers that make slide out drawers that are really efficient these days, but a lot of them, you got to be careful when you open up that regular drawer. You lose the back 3 or 4 inches of the drawer because it doesn't pull out all the way. So again, there's been some improvements made and efficiencies gained there over the last few years, but most of the time, if we lose anything, it's less than 10%, but in most cases we actually gain when you consider cubic storage space. So thanks a lot. Thanks again for tuning in, and if you have any questions, reach out at 866-547-1123. Thank you.